Hello and welcome back to this channel where Jesus is King and God gets all the glory. I wanted to get on here today because God has been so wonderful and so great, and this might prove beneficial to somebody, so I'm going to share. I just got a phone call from someone I used to go to church with. I used to frequent this church. That was the first church that I went to when I got saved. I got baptized in that church. This was over 3 years ago. And I stopped going to that church because they don't feel comfortable with the prophetic. Now, as a church goer, you have to fall in line with the church's rules. However, if you don't believe in how the church operates, you can go to another church, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the church. It just means that you need to get fed in another way, and that church is for other people, and that's a good thing. Now, I find it super interesting that how can I say this so it's not damaging? I love church, I do, but we can't tie our relationship to God because of our experiences at church. Because I experienced a lot of church hurt, a lot, and a lot of rejection, and just things that I didn't know still existed at church, right? Because I'm thinking, we're a church, like we're a church. There's no way I'm gonna see things of the world at church, like people only caring about money or gossip, or I never thought that, because I didn't know, right? Because I'm like, come on, we know God, we're all one body, but people are just people, and that's okay. And so I just hung up just now, and I'm like, Lord, should I have stayed at this church? Should I have stayed even though I don't like how it operates, even though I don't like the members? And God showed me how different my life looks now compared to when I was going to that church. How much our relationship has grown because I never stopped pursuing the Lord. I never stopped trying to look for another church. There was a moment where I took a break because God was like, this is a breakup. You need to take your time to grieve. And I thought I was going to do life with these people. I thought no matter where I live, I was going to go to this church. And that wasn't the case. And when that happens, you still need time to process and grieve. And I did all those things. And then God was like, I'm going to show you a new church. And it's a huge church. Not a church that I would have ever thought that I would be part of. And yeah, it's okay to look back, not to face the things that you wish could have been, because that's not healthy, because that's never going to happen, and you're just kind of like torturing yourself. But I did have to go back there for God to be like, but look where you are. Look where we've been. Look at all the things that you've done because you were here and now you're here. And I was just like, this is amazing. What I learned at that church and the life groups and the studies and the classes, although it didn't really teach me anything new, it did teach me how different we all are and perceive the same things. And this is why reading the Bible for ourselves is so important. Not reading the Bible like, this is what I have to do, I'm a good Christian, but subjectively reading it and saying, well, what was happening in history, and who are these people talking about? Where are they? What's going on there at that time? And what does it mean? And when you have that hunger for God, and you have that eye for knowledge and wisdom that is biblical, it doesn't matter what church you go to. You could have a church of 10 people, and God can still move. You could have a church that believes in tongues and the Holy Spirit, baptism and prophecy. Or you can go to a church that just thinks that miracles are a thing of the past, and that it doesn't apply to us today, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what you need, what I need, are completely different, and we are one body. And that doesn't mean that you're gonna learn the same way I am, or that my experience are gonna make sense to you, and that's okay. So it doesn't have to be this like church did. I mean, it hurt me. Don't get me. It was like a break. It was like the worst breakup of my life. And I wasn't breaking up with God. I was just not going to that church anymore. So yeah, I hope this really blesses someone. So don't give up your pursuit. God just wants to be pursued. And if you have to take a little break from going to church, do that. You're allowed. Just don't break up with God, because He gave us all free will. That doesn't mean that we always do the right thing, obviously. But it does mean that no matter how bad things are, God is so sovereign and amazing that He's going to flip it for good. So yeah, I hope this bless someone. Jesus loves you. I love you.